Friday Coffee with your mortgage man, Eric. Today, we're going to talk about what is your average escrow closing time. And look, not every escrow is created equally, right? And we've got to understand that. So when people paint that brushstroke remark or comment, it can get aggravating and irritating to lenders. Well, my lender can close escrows, can close loans in 17 days, 14 days. That comment is so generic that it doesn't take into consideration any of the specialties, any of the caveats, and the oddities that almost every loan has going on. And we're going to get into that. So first, let's talk about Arizona is usually number one, number two in the entire U.S. for the shortest or the quickest closing escrow time, with it being less than 30 days. Even with the implementation of TRID, Tiller RESPA Integrated Disclosure, that went into effect in October 2015, which created this dead zone, 3, 4, 5 business days dead zone at the end of an underwriting period, if you will, that we were supposed to see time frames get extended to 35, 40, 45 days. And what we've seen since then, and in the last year, is these escrow periods that are definitely less than 30 days. And what's happening, let's say it's June 15th, and you're making an offer, and they're putting on there, well, we'll have a July 15th close of escrow. Well, it's 30 days. And in reality, it's not, because until you get done negotiating back and forth, seller response times, all that good stuff, we get the file, we get the purchase contract landed on our desk, and we've got 25 days to close escrow. So, now, keep this in mind. You've got to catch this part of it. Most lenders, local direct lenders, not your big banks, not your internet lenders, not your FDICs, your local direct lenders have acclimated to it, and almost all of us can close loans in that quick of a time frame anymore. But we're missing the point. And the point is, what are we putting the consumer through? Because I get a purchase contract on my desk, and we've got 23 days to close it, and there's a federal holiday in the mix. I'm telling you, we're going to close it on time, but is it going to be the greatest experience for that buyer? And see, I think that's what we're missing. We're missing that whole thing. What are we putting that buyer, that consumer through? The level of stress on, you got to do this, you got to do it now, you got to go answer now, you got to get it to me now, you got to get it to me by the end of the week. Boom, 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 and it's popping like that. And if we're honest with ourselves, maybe not all the time, but sometimes that is not a good experience for a buyer to go through. And I think we lose thought. We lose that whole concept. And, well, here's a list of conditions that just came out, and I need those by tomorrow morning. And look, they have lives, they've got kids, they've got careers, they've got extracurricular activities and things that are going on in their life that they may not be able to drop everything for you as a lender and do it immediately. But guess what? They have to now. And sometimes that can be frustrating, disgruntling, and guess who gets the brunt of that? The lender. The lender gets the brunt of that. So, it is what it is, right? Good in one hand. Hey, we're the quickest, we're the shortest escrow period in the country. We close loans in 25 days. For the majority, we all can do that. And now, not every escrow is created equally as well. And sometimes you just get those files that, man, are curveball after curveball after curveball. And it's hard for anybody out there understanding or seeing what is going on and really understanding it, right? I mean, the gifts that we get, and then tracking down the gift monies, and they can't be traced, and right, the borrowers or the co-borrowers that decide to change jobs in the middle of your escrow. I mean, look, these things happen. They happen. This is real life, and not every file is cookie cutter, slam dunk, most beautiful, what we call vanilla paper loans. Sometimes there are moving parts. Sometimes they go to put in a withdrawal from their 401k, and that only takes 3 or 4 days. Not all the time. Sometimes it takes 2 weeks. Sometimes they make the consumer, because whoever is holding the 401k monies and whatever the corporate policies are for withdrawing those monies, it may have to be done as a hardship, even though it's not a hardship for a down payment of a primary residence. And I've seen them take up to 3 weeks. Right? Now think about that. We have 25 days to close escrow, and it takes 20 days to get your monies out of the 401k. Now tell me, how are we going to make that closing on time? It's going to be tight, and we may not. Right? Now, giving some examples. I'm going to give some quick examples, because sometimes people don't understand what we deal with as lenders out there, and they brushstroke it. Well, if your lender can't do it, my lender could do it. No, look. Sometimes you just got to back up, and you have to understand some of the complexities that are going on with the consumer, the buyer, that you did not know, that nobody told you, right? And you just got to understand that. Example. Here's a perfect example, and we're getting ready to wrap this up. Had a buyer that had fell out of escrow a number of times because of poor home inspections, and the Binzer negotiations did not go well, and they canceled. So this time around, the consumer says to me, Eric, we're not signing anything with you. We're not starting the initial disclosure process. We're not e-signing anything with you until we are past the home inspection phase completely. Now look, one hand I understand, but on the other hand it's like, you're not getting it. You don't understand. You can't do that. So what do? You either stand firm and you can't do that. Which if you do, you're going to lose the deal. You as a realtor or a lender, if you stand firm with that, there's another reason why these particular borrowers couldn't go to B of A and get their loan, because nobody would have worked with them like that on the FDIC level. So, and look, I've got to explain it to the listing agent, and that was a hard pill for them to swallow, but they understood it. So, 10-day inspection period. Follow me here. 10-day inspection period. They take all 10 days. Binzer goes out. There's another 2-3 days for the Binzer negotiations. Day number 14, I get notified, we're moving forward. All the Binzer issues taken care of. We're moving forward. Day 14, I have 26 days to close escrow on this. Okay? 14 are gone. Leaves me with 12. Right? Holy moly. We move quick, we rush the appraisal, initial disclosures, and guess what? They don't do electronic signing, so they got to come into the office. It gets better. It gets better. Yet you got to hear the story. So we move mountains, we get it done quickly, and the listing agent says, wow, we're ahead of schedule, good job. Can you close this up a day or two early? I kid you not. So here was my response to them. I said, we could close this early, a whole 2 days early, right? We could end up making this work for you 2 days earlier. But you forced us as the buyer to utilize your title agency, who is charging the consumer an extra $200 if they do a same-day signing, funding, recording. So, no, I'm not going to cost my borrower $200 more because I guess you failed to understand that the title agency, and I'm not naming any names here, But there's a title agency out there that is charging an extra $200 for same-day signings, fundings, recordings. What that means in the state of Arizona is that you're going in at 8:30 on that morning, signing your closing loan docs. Loan docs are being scanned over to our funding department, and we're funding it that quick, 10:30 in the morning, and it's recording around noon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Because of that slight inconvenience, the title agency wants to charge our consumer $200 extra to do that. So, no, we're going to keep the original scheduled close of escrow, which I just performed the miracle and got this done. No electronic signatures. You gave me, 12 days was it, to get this done, because they wouldn't do anything prior to the bids or negotiations being done, right? So, not every escrow is created equally, and I think we just got to understand that. And just, kind of give them some stories. With that said, it's Friday Coffee with your mortgage man, Eric. See ya!